Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellist series, we will address the question, what if statehood was given to the Atlanta Metropolitan Area?
Welcome to blackexcellist.com, the site where we share Black excellence, opulence, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
Before we present our hypothetical question, we first want to define the Atlanta Metropolitan Area as Atlanta joined with the neighborhoods of Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, and Marietta, obviously the economic, cultural, and demographic center of the metro area. The three dominant forces affecting Atlanta's history and development have been transportation, race relations, and the Atlanta spirit. Transportation innovations and their connections have helped establish the city as a regional center of commerce and finance. Issues of race and race relations dating back to the years before the Civil War have affected the layout of the city and its political structure, municipal services, educational institutions, and sometimes conflicting images as a segregated southern city versus a black mecca. And the Atlanta spirit, part civic boosterism, part vision, with a healthy dose of business interests and priorities, has provided the city with an ever-changing set of goals and definitions of what Atlanta is and what it can become. But these three dominant forces would also be very critical in helping Atlanta become a hypothetical new member of the United States of America. So give us some time to argue our case. In this original Black Excellist video, we will present our thesis. What if the Metropolitan of Atlanta was its own state? So without further ado, let's get started. The current population of the Atlanta Metropolitan Area is 6.1 million people. It is the 7th largest metropolitan in the United States, but if it was its own state, it would rank as the 20th largest state in the nation. Comparing its population to international countries, the state of Atlanta would have more people than Denmark, Singapore, and Congo. Furthermore, its population would rank as the 114th largest country in the world. By 2050, the hypothetical state of Atlanta would be projected to swell by nearly 3 more million people, growing to a population of over 9 million citizens. The state of Atlanta would sit in the northwest region of the current state of Georgia. It would share its western border with Alabama, but the rest of the state would be encircled by Georgia. With a size of 8,400 square miles, the state of Atlanta would be bigger than both Massachusetts and New Jersey. The city of Atlanta would continue to serve as the state's capital, governed by a mayor and its 15-member city council. Atlanta would be made up of 29 counties, with Fulton County being its largest, with a population of over 1 million residents. The county of Fulton has the same amount of citizens as Rhode Island or Delaware. Rounding out the top 5 counties in the state of Atlanta would be Gwinnett, DeKalb, Cobb, and Clayton. The state of Atlanta's massive GDP of $370 billion would beat out both countries of Colombia and Chile. The state of Atlanta is expected to add more than 1.2 million jobs by 2050, and the top employment sectors will be healthcare, retail, education, and professional occupations. The cost of living index would rival Florida's, but would be a little higher than other southeastern states like Texas and North Carolina. The state of Atlanta would be very diverse, affluent, and educated. The median age for the state would be almost 37 years old, and the median household income would be almost $73,000. The median home value in the state would be $264,000, which would be close to that of Virginia. And over 60% of the state's residents would own their own home. The state of Atlanta would host more than 54 colleges and universities, creating a talent pool unlike anywhere else in the Southeast. This is a boom for the economy and entrepreneurship, making the state a very smart choice for migrant families, college grads, and young professionals. 70% of the population would hold a bachelor's degree, a graduate degree, an associate, or some sort of college education. The two largest population groups in the state would be African Americans and whites, each representing 40% of the population, but Hispanic Americans are the fastest growing ethnic group at 12%. African Americans would constitute a majority presence within the city areas, and whites the predominant residential group in the suburbs. Over the next decade, that pattern would continue to change in the state as more whites start to move into the city and Black suburbanization continues to accelerate. The state of Atlanta, by most measures, would be the business capital of the Southeast, home to some of the world's largest companies, and 16 Fortune 500 companies, including Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, UPS, AT&T, Home Depot, and many more. Atlanta's ties to transportation include Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, one of the top 2 busiest airports in the world, 3 interstate highways that intersect in its capital, and a nexus of freight and passengers rail lines. All of these transportation connections will continue to bring commerce, products, and people to the state of Atlanta and provide employment either directly or indirectly to many of the state's citizens. Tech companies would continue to find the state of Atlanta very appealing due to its affordability, talent, strong community, and funding opportunities. Atlanta would be an excellent choice for tech companies since the state would be classified as one of the country's new tech hubs. It would not be surprising that the state of Atlanta would be a blue state, where 45% of the population leans Democrat, 38% Republican, and 17% Independent. The state of Atlanta would offer access to an extensive healthcare system, including 110 hospital locations with over 10,000 total beds and more than 90,000 hospital workers. This means that it could serve just as many patients as the state of Maryland. The state of Atlanta would be one of the top filming sites in the U.S., with a resume of blockbusters like Hunger Games, Baby Driver, and Black Panther. Cable TV hits like The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and Being Mary Jane, to name a few. And Tyler Perry Studios, Pinewood Atlanta Studios, and Aru Brothers Studios, who all call Atlanta home. The flag for the state of Atlanta is likely to look something like this. Since Atlanta's official symbol is the phoenix, the legendary bird of Egyptian mythology that represents Atlanta's rise from the ashes of the Civil War. Today, when driving through the capital city of Atlanta, you can pass the corner of Peachtree Street and Peachtree Center Avenue, just 1 block from West Peachtree Street. Georgia is famous as a major producer of the peach, the fuzzy, succulent orange fruit whose image appears on state license plates, Welcome to Georgia billboards, and on road signs. But actually, blueberries are Georgia's most lucrative fruit crop by far. Unbeknownst to most, the value of blueberry production in Georgia beat the peach crop in 2005, and the gap has grown even bigger since then, with the blueberry crop bringing in more than 3 times the cash as the peach crop. And since Georgia will want to retain its right to the peach brand, the state of Atlanta would adopt the blueberry as its official state fruit and would change its branding and street names from Peachtree to Blueberry Bush Tree. The state of Atlanta would be the most wired city in the United States. Many residents would access the internet on a high-speed broadband and/or Wi-Fi connection, as it is home to one of the world's largest fiber optic bundles. Major petroleum and natural gas pipelines cross the area, running from the Gulf Coast, Texas, and Louisiana to the population centers of the northeastern U.S. If Atlanta would become its own state, it would be one of the most powerful and productive states in America. Do you think Atlanta could thrive as its own state? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed with us until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.